There is nothing as a standard.
You are vendor to Tata, Mahindra and many big companies. What standards that you have set up for the vendors who are delivering you goods or a service?
We need to have a good team of engineers.
Do you really walk on your factory's floor every day? Tell me one sutra that you follow as CEO of RR Group of Industries. Hello everyone, welcome to today's podcast with me Rohan Bankar. I'm taking a podcast of very interesting person, the person who has been in industry from last 30 years and worked with many MNCs on a higher position, who knows industry in and out and who will help us to know it more. He is the CEO of RR Group of Industries and leading the company to the skies. Today, we will learn more about how industry works, how to manage people, how to manage manufacturing units, and how to create systems that will lead us to the skies. Let's welcome Mr. Sudhir Takar. Welcome to the podcast, sir. Thank you, first of all, for joining us. So, my first question is, you came from the supply chain management background and you joined RR as a CEO. What things what are the things that you changed in RR or how you shaped the complete journey of RR?
Thank you for inviting. That is the first thing. I started my career in logistics, and almost 35 years I do have experience in logistics. But the beauty of that is that I work in several verticals like electronic industry, like heavy industry and automobile industry. So that has given me a really good exposure for domestic transportation, for exports and entire logistics. So based on that experience, because I was at the other side of business and I knew the requirement of customer. That is the reason I was in position to guide RR team pretty well.
Okay, so in a CEO's life, in a CEO's everyday work, what are the things that worries the CEOs the most?
Definitely. See, there are different periods which we can talk about. So recently we have seen this crisis of war. Here we were having really short of manpower. That was the one thing. But this is the basically temporary solution, temporary issue. The main worry or the main problems which CEO being head of that particular organization, I see is the understanding of customer. Basically, what customer understand that it is simple packaging which you need to do. But for that, the expertise we need from bottom to top, because at bottom we need to have the guys who are really expert in that particular packaging. We need to have a good team of engineers who can design and develop the packaging. So that is the basic thing which we need, and that is the more worry, because nowadays people are not stable, and that too the people at ground level, they are not stable. So every day we face that particular challenge, and that is the one of the most recurring issue today we are facing.
Okay, so as you have rightly mentioned, the workforce that going into the company or an industry on an everyday basis, the people are not stable at that level. So, what things that RR doing differently to to fight this challenge or come on a top of this challenge?
Definitely, we first and foremost thing, we understood exactly what are the basic issues of those guys and how we can retain those guys. The burning issue was the gas which they were not getting. In between, they learned that lockdown is going to happen. So that was one of the key area over there, and people have started going back.
Okay.
So it was the major challenge which we faced at that point of time, and we have taken corrective action, that we have assured those guys that you don't have to worry about anything. We are there with you, and we will help you out in all the cases. So we were in position to stabilize workforce over there.
Okay, great, great. But apart from packaging, sir, apart from packaging perspective, what mindset shift that you have seen in, if you compare it to MNCs and if you compare it to the Indian MSME sector?
In MNCs, basically the any product which they develop, it is having first design, development, and the further process of planning material, then production planning, and packaging and dispatch. These are the various steps. These steps are chalked down from day one itself. As against that, when we talk about the MSME, they get some order and they rush to conclude that particular order. So in that case, they try to see what is the cheapest source for me to get that particular material. What is the labor force which is available, whether that labor force available with me is trained or not trained, they are really not bothered about to that extent. But MNC is having clear cut training programs, everything is aligned over there as against MSME.
Okay, great. So, in your experience, when you joined RR, and now it's been almost 3 years, 4 years that you are leading the company as a CEO, what things, what different things that you implemented so far in the company that gave the result that RR is having now?
Yeah, definitely. So first and foremost thing, I have aligned various departments over here. So I devised my marketing and sales team separately. My design team I have aligned separately. Production planning is one of the area wherein we have focused a lot. After production planning, the operation team was really trained to great extent. Quality is one of the area wherein we need to focus, and we have done that particular thing. Deliveries in line with customer requirement, that was one of the key area which was not being addressed, and that also we have seen that it is streamlined now.
Okay, great, great, great. So, while we are talking about the industries and things that are happening in an industry, when you rightly mentioned that MNCs and Indian MSMEs concept, we a lot of times sees that while designing a product or designing a complete new structure, new vertical in a company, a lot of companies messed up with their planning. So, considering the packaging part of the product, when a company should start planning about the packaging of that specific product when they are planning that complete cycle?
Yeah, this is one of the good question. Uh, any company should start focusing on packaging in the beginning itself. So while they are talking about new product, they are devising new product, they are preparing bomb for that particular product, they need to see, understand what sort of packaging is required, because they need to understand first that whether they are putting this particular product in domestic market or they are going to export. So if that part is going for exports, we need to understand what is the cost of that and what sort of packaging is required for that. Because see, if it is small part, it may go by air. So for air, we need to have separate packaging. If it is by sea, even in sea, there are multiple mode of transport. So if it is LCL transportation, so in that case, what we need to take extreme care of that particular product, because multiple times it gets handled. If we are talking about full container load, that we are stuffing in container from here and it is getting unloaded at customers premises, so for that also we need to take another precaution. So these are the various type of packaging which we need to address in the beginning itself.
Okay. Continuing to that, most time the procurement team, consider packaging or, talks about packaging in a per unit thing. So this is how much this is costing or something like that. What do you think that they should, primarily focused on? And I get to know that you are talking about domestic and international, that thing completely. But simultaneously, what are the other things that they also should be considering of?
See, when we are talking about the packaging, we should not consider or we should not refer only the packaging cost of that. We need to know and understand exactly the type of material or type of finished good which we are exporting or putting in domestic market. The value or the cost of packaging may be higher, but we need to see end to end cost of that, because in few cases we will see that the packaging cost is at upper side, but for transportation, if it is pretty good and we are not having any damages in transportation, or your container utilization or space utilization is much better, then you should pay little more cost on that.
Correct, correct,
So
correct.
holistic approach you need to have as far as packaging is concerned while you are devising that.
Correct, correct, correct. So, for example, if someone is planning for the shipment and they choose the, if they worked on the pricing right, they should focus on the delivery part of it, that how much safe that thing going to land
Right.
there. So, the less damages will happen.
I'll give you a simple example of that, which we have already, along with RR, we have done for one of our good customer. That earlier entire packaging was the wooden packaging. So now what we have seen today, we are aware that we need to see the go green has to be there. Carbon footprint we need to reduce, and based on this particular thing, along with that, we need to also ensure that total cost has to go down.
Okay,
So what we have done, we have replaced a lot of wooden packaging with steel.
okay,
So if somebody think about that, replacement of wood with steel is costlier. But I'll just explain you that container utilization using steel was much better. Stackability was pretty well. If you know the volume of that particular packaging in wooden, as against that the steelage packaging volume is quite lower, so you can stuff more material into container, and ultimately end to end, if you will see, the cost has been reduced. You have achieved carbon footprints also. So that is one of the good example for us.
wow. So, is there any kind of a formula for price calculation for metal packaging, or this returnable packaging, that this much time if it is get recycled, or
Recycled.
get back to the factory, the cost get reduced or something like that?
See, for plenty customers we are doing this particular returnable pallets or recycling of pallets. So just 3 days back we have signed contract with us. It's worth 3 crore.
Wow.
So worth 3 crore contract we have already signed, and it was basically suggestion from our side to that particular company that we will give you this kind of solution which will give you good benefits along with us. So carbon footprint has reduced. We have given that particular thing on rental basis to those guys, and now for 3 years this project will go, and everybody will enjoy that.
So it's kind of a win-win situation
Yeah,
for everyone.
yes.
Nature is getting saved, the company is getting benefited, and even
Both
RR
the
is also
companies.
growing in the
Yes,
process. Great, amazing initiative by RR Group, sir. So while we are talking about the environment and coming from exactly, I'm just taking this line of returnable packaging. Sustainability is one of the biggest thing that is being that is creating noise in the Indian industry. If you go to any seminar or community portfolios or event, you will see people talking about sustainability. But really, is it really that Indian market is thinking about sustainability?
Everybody need to think that. If no one is thinking, or if somebody is not thinking, it is really mess. Because I would like to say that today we are using for domestic transportation rubber wood, which is being produced in Kerala. So nowadays these guys are also reluctant to cultivate this particular rubber wood because they are not getting returns what they are expecting. So now we will not get rubber wood over here, and rubber wood is the only wood which we can use for the domestic transportation as far as cost is concerned. We cannot use pine wood for that. Pine wood which we are using over here, it is imported one, and you know the freight cost, the basic cost of pine wood. So that is not going to support in domestic transportation. At the same time, if if you use continuously this particular wood, whether it is India, whether abroad, you will see that trees are getting cut, and a result of that you are seeing nowadays. So this year only we have seen the hit which we have got.
The continuous drought is there.
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So, but when we are talking about the companies and the initiative that they are taking on sustainability, so from last 30 years you are working in an industry. So, considering the topic of sustainability, what changes that you are seeing in the recent days?
Definitely, it is everybody is trying that if it is local or domestic market, they should use the returnable things. Recently, I have visited several customers, several MNCs, and they are insisting upon the returnable packaging.
Wow.
Even we are trying and exploring possibility for returnables for exports.
That's an amazing news, sir. So, considering an manufacturer, what an ideal packaging partners looks like, what they are exactly looking into the partner, because you have been in industry and as a manufacturer, what qualities or what things that manufacturer is looking into the packaging partner, uh, because you have been industry from now you are in this side and previously you are on the manufacturer side. So, what are the things that you have seen?
See, today also we are seeing whether it is MNC, whether it is domestic, people are not much aware about the packaging, and we need to educate those guys. See, I have seen several times, if somebody is using wooden packaging, they are insisting for a specific thickness which is really not required at all. So we need to devise, we need to see that the exact parameters, exact material is being used for that particular packaging. Unless until we are doing that particular thing, we will be losing a lot of material and wasting a lot of material. We need to avoid this particular thing.
Okay. So, is there anything that RR is specifically doing in this educating part?
RR is doing pretty well in this particular area. So we do have almost 13 packing and development engineers. So these guys are for any RFQ, for any new requirement, they are addressing their requirements, they are going over there, they are visiting customers, they are understanding their operations first, and they are suggesting what is the best solution for that particular this thing. They are giving appropriate design, they are giving appropriate material for that, and this is definitely going to help everybody. So the way you said it is win-win situation for both of us, that is one part, and that is definitely going to help nature also.
Great, great, great. That's such amazing news. So, with PLI schemes and China Plus One policy, many manufacturers are shifting to India, and this is bringing spotlight on industrial packaging industry. How RR packaging is taking advantage of that, and how they are, coming on top of everything.
So basically, as you are aware that I worked in a lot of MNCs, so I know what is the customer requirement as far as packaging is concerned. Nowadays, as you are saying rightly, that there is a lot of shift to India because single supplier or single source, it is dangerous for each and every industry. That is the reason it is happening now. And we are aware that what kind of packaging which is required over here in India. Basically, that is boosting Indian economy as well as Indian production. So when we are saying that Indian production is going up and we need to export a lot of things as against China, so we need to know, understand the packaging of that, and as we do have good expertise in that particular field, everywhere we are going, we are giving good solutions, and that is helping us to boost our business.
Okay, great. So there is one main question that I wanted to ask. That RR has been working with Mahindra, Tata, Siemens, Fob Marshals for many years, who are known for their high quality standards. How you guys are doing this?
See, basically, when we are saying that we are associated with Tata, Ford Marshall, GE, JCB for longer period, it is only because of that consistently we are supporting them, those companies with quality and cost. So these are the basic thing which we are supporting them. Commitment of delivery, because see they are in the product which is being distributed in domestic market as well as exports. So for any exports we need to adhere the time and delivery commitment. So there we are on top of it, and every time for, and that too for longer period.
Yeah.
It's not for year or two. For several years we have supported them, and that confidence we have built with those companies, and that is the only reason that we are associated with them for longer period.
Wow. There's one another question, to this. Um, for these many years you are working with these companies, there must be so much pressure about the quality, maintenance of that quality. How do you guys manage it?
See, when we talk about the quality, it is not all alone quality. Quality is from beginning itself. When we order material, when we choose our supplier, we need to understand exactly what quality supplier we are choosing. That is the first step. Second thing, what quality of material he is placing to us. In process quality we need to address, and at the same time final delivery also we need to monitor. So it has to reach to the customer the way we have packed over here, the way we have produced over here, it has to go over there. And for that we do have separate areas and separate people, separate departments like quality, production, PPC. These guys are doing well and they are supporting entire system.
Wow.
In addition to this, we have formed different CFTs, and we measure KPIs, we define KPIs, we measure KPIs, and against that we rectify ourselves, we correct ourselves to go to next level.
Okay, great. Sir, RR has 500 plus people working in RR from 10 different plants across India. So, what cultural things that you have implemented in your company, and that is the reason RR is thriving?
Yeah, definitely. So as we are aware that we do have 10 different units at different location, and it is really difficult to manage all 10 different units in the same line. But when it comes to a culture, there are laid down processes as far as HR is concerned, as far as operation is concerned. However, when we talk about the RR industry, the RR industry is flexible to that way, because any issue, anything which is impacting a person or production, the decision is taken on the spot itself, and the problem is getting resolved on the spot.
Wow, that is an amazing thing, sir. There's one another thing while talking about the culture that interests me a lot. That to the maintain that culture and everything. To maintain the culture, I've seen RR. There is one big event that happens in RR every year around January, February. That the cricket match happens. Please tell me about that.
So it is basically all workers, staff and employees are working throughout year, and now there should be some relaxation over there, there should be some gathering over there, so that they will be interacting with each other, because as we are aware there that we do have separate units, 10 different units at 10 different locations, and these guys need to meet together, they need to be associated with each other physically also. So from that perspective, we need to have some event, and that event is nothing but the cricket team or cricket matches internally which we are doing.
Oh, amazing, amazing, amazing. So, all the plants across India come together for these days and do play cricket, right?
Right, that's
If
all.
I'm not wrong. Amazing. That is a such a beautiful way of creating a culture in a company. So, when we say the core, when we say that the core of RR is the customizable packaging solutions that you guys are providing, please tell me about that more.
So today there is nothing as a standard, because see, each and every customer you need to support as per their requirement. So customized packaging, we, for that reason only we have started different verticals. For example, wooden vertical is different, corrugation vertical is different. We do have metal fabrication, which is also different. At the same time, PP is one of the new which we have taken over. So these are the separate verticals we do have under single roof. So when these units are with us, our team, design team, development team is trained to that extent that whenever they go to the customer, they see, they understand what is their requirement, and they choose and pick a proper material, proper design, so that customer gets cost benefit and transport worthy packaging also. So that is the thing which we can do over here.
Amazing. Sir, I know that the shift of RR, if we look at the product and the different verticals that you have been building from last many years, RR started with wooden pallets, then they shift to
Corrugation,
corrugation, then they shift to metal,
fabric.
then they shift to nailless, and now, as you have rightly mentioned, the PP manufacturing is also taken care by RR. What is future that you are looking for, and where this overall packaging industry and RR's journey will go?
See, as we are aware that there is shift of product manufacturing to India. So the volume is going up. There is pretty good volume which is coming, and that too. Earlier we were supporting only automobile industry, heavy engineering industry, and you can say electrical industry. So apart from that, now there are multiple factors which are coming in. So e-commerce is one of the area wherein we are seeing that there is very good opportunity. Medical area, that is also there. There also pharmaceutical and medical. There also we are going to support a lot in that particular area. FMCG and food industry is also growing up, and that too for exports. So there also we can add value to great extent.
Great, great, great. Because yes, that you have rightly mentioned that FMCG sector is growing. Even the D2C, the direct to consumer, is one part where the corrugation packaging is playing a vital role. Because previously it wasn't that much, aesthetically dependent, or the marketing messaging was not on the corrugation boxes and everything. So this shift is happening right now.
Right.
So what things that RR Packaging is doing to cater this type of a client?
We have initiated a lot of things for that, and in near future we are definitely going in that particular market also.
Amazing, 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 sir. So what was the one problem that you guys have solved for your clients, the packaging problem, that even your team gets surprised at how we did that?
So nowadays, day in and out, we are doing these kind of things. But just to showcase one example, I'll give it to you. That in GCB, as said earlier, that the container stuffing was being done by RR, and for container stuffing, the utilization of that particular container earlier it was 86%,
Okay.
and that has gone from 86 to 93. So this jump has given customer lot of saving. That saving is due to change of design, change of material used for packaging, and the ample saving which we have given. It is basically for exports, and carbon footprints which we have reduced in that particular area was massive, and we got really very good appreciation from that particular customer.
Great. Now coming to the next part, sir, I wanted to ask when we are talking about the returnable packaging, or the recycling of the packaging, um, how do you see the future of this particular kind of an industry or a segment for next 5 or 10 years in India?
See, it has started because we are getting multiple inquiries for that, and our team has become trained now in that particular area. So, every day in and out, we are getting those RFQs and we are addressing those RFQs. So, everywhere, this is one of the area which has come up now.
So, RR Industries started in 1992. From last more than 3 4 decades, you are in this industry. Uh, if I ask you one thing, that what is the one big decisions that you or your team is going to take or taken already that will change the entire company up and down?
Basically, as I said earlier, that we do have separate and several verticals. We can say wooden vertical, we can say corrugation, metal, and PP. RGNLS is one of the area wherein we are having. So these are the multiple, as per requirement of customer, we have designed those units at different location. Now we have taken that particular call that we need to take these all units under single roof, so that there will be quite good administration. That is first. Second thing, control will be good over there, and cost reduction will be massive, which we can pass it on to our customer.
Wow, great. So the centralization of all the resources, all the companies
Perfect.
coming together, and that is the reason RR will get more and more profitable, and they can pass this,
Right.
profits to their customers.
Or we will be competitive in market.
Amazing, amazing. That is such an amazing thing that you are doing, sir. Okay, sir, I'm being from media background. I have one question that I wanted to ask. Packaging is not a glamorous industry. How do you manage to attract the talent in this industry?
Yes, definitely. The struggle is for our industry as well, the similar industry also. So we are seeing a lot of guys who are not interested to work with these kind of industry as against some delivery industry, which we can say. I met one guy just last couple of weeks back, wherein I asked that guy that what you are going to do now, what you are doing now, and what you are thinking to do in near future, after 5 years, after 6 years, after 10 years, where you will be. So he was not having any answer to that, because as against that, I asked that guy, why don't you join the organization like RR or any other industry, similar industry, manufacturing industry, wherein you will get good experience, you will get good exposure, and you will be continued your service, you will be in position to continue your services for longer period.
So, are there any examples similar like this?
Yeah, definitely. We do have a lot of guys who are associated with us for last 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Initially, they were just graduate, like the delivery
Fellow you
boy
met,
was,
yeah.
yeah, like the delivery boy which I met earlier. So these guys have started their career, and now after 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, they are at really good responsible position, and they are doing pretty well. Even job security is there, and they are doing well now.
Amazing, amazing. I can understand completely, sir. This is like a different type of a question. So, what is the one thing that you wish that a leadership team in your client side will understand while signing any vendor?
They should understand exactly with whom they are dealing. Basically, the understanding of their supplier they should be knowing, because when they are choosing a packer or supplier like RR, they need to know and understand to what extent these guys are capable, whether they do have technical background or not.
Great. Sir, you are vendor to Tata, Mahindra, and many big companies. Uh, Also, this coin has a second side that there are many vendors of your company. What standards that you have set up for the vendors who are delivering you goods or services?
So it is basically nowadays we are supported by our customers. The support in what sense, I'll just let you know, because periodical audits they are conducting with us. So in each and every area they are conducting audit. So supplier audit they are doing with us, uh, production related audits, process audits are going on, delivery and dispatch audits are happening over there. So that is taking up to next level. So the same thing which we are horizontally doing with those guys who are our suppliers.
Great, great, great. So you're bringing the culture to each and every vendor that
Right.
is connected with RR. That is such an amazing thing. There is one funny thing I wanted to ask. Just do you really walk on your factory's flow every day?
Uh, it's really not possible every day, but periodically definitely. So weekly once I go over there for each and every unit, and definitely it is going to support us a lot
Wow.
in different sense, because if I am going over there, they will see and ensure the 5S is maintained over there. At the same time, I go and meet each and every guy, almost each and every guy at bottom, at the same time at the top also. So I really understand the ground reality of that particular unit. That is the reason it is very essential for any senior team, any senior member to have periodical visits to their plants.
So the currently, if you look at overall geopolitical scenario, the complete Gulf is disturbed and uh, the prices are going up in India. So in such an adverse condition, how are you managing to go in the market and thrive?
See, basically there are two things, two major things which we can define. One is that clearly you will have to go to your customer, show the revision against supplies what you have got, that you need to ask those guys. And in any case, any customer will not give that particular thing immediately. They will try to analyze the things and it will take a longer period, because when I'll tell you that we are dealing with a lot of MNCs, and as you are aware, the culture of MNCs that there are a lot of authorities to approve the things. So it will take ample time to come the results what we need. So that part is now locked. The another area wherein we can sustain is that we need to approach again to our customer to see and ensure the what best you can do in the existing product. What is the optimization which we can suggest to customer, which will retain the cost which was earlier, and there will be win-win situation for customer, because there will not be rate revision which you are asking them, and there will not be any burden to them also. So from that perspective we need to do something, and we have done a lot of things. We have redesigned a lot of products along with our customers, and in this adverse situation also we were at the stable position.
Wow. So, to summarize your answer, innovative thinking, adaptability, and
Yeah,
clear communication is
definitely.
the key to thrive in these adverse conditions.
Right.
Great. Sir, I'll come to the last question of this podcast. Uh, Tell me one sutra that you follow as CEO of RR Group of Industries.
See, basically, when you are approaching your customer, you need to understand his business. That is the first thing. When you understand his business, you need to put your legs in his shoes, saying that this is my product, and you need to design, develop that particular product or packaging for that particular product by all means. from transportation point of view, from cost point of view, from go green point of view, and you need to give that particular solution, because the guys who are with us are trained for longer period, and definitely they are doing that particular thing that is giving us a good, what you can say, business even today also.
Great. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on this amazing podcast and sharing your valuable knowledge with us. I hope so we'll soon meet and we'll talk more about the industries, new things that are coming in, and different techniques or different procedures that you are implementing in RR. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.